Hello and welcome everybody, gamer, and welcome to episode 6 of Let's Play for Satisfactory. So we left off, we were designing some prints, that blueprint saved. I think it did, okay. Build plat. Have it load that. Because I have thought about it today while I was at work. I want to create a 8 and a 4. The reason why we want to do that is just we have a couple options. Now, got a couple prints that we need. One is the 8, which now we've just created, and the 4 do 12x, 8x. Now we're going to create a 4x. Now the reason we're doing this is so that if we have any offsets, we don't have all this work. We select one we need and work with that. Four. Exactly. Good. So now we're going to move on to the next, which is going to be the constructors. Here our build plate. Our materials. Now we're going to once again start on the center line. Nice little spot here. And make sure that our constructor sits complete. Sounds of it. We'll do 8 first. What? Now, it's important not to program these. Want that in the print. That's the thing about print that will tell you that is probably best. Everything goes in unformatted. That way goes in on everything's gonna go in unformatted. That way you format it higher. Also, at some point we'll have to recall all of these prints. Upgrade their belts, but we won't do that until we have a confident line for belts up. This right here, we're doing is creating the standardized print model. We got a few prints we got to make right now. We're just doing once to expand the factory. Later on, we're probably later on, maybe even episode. We're going to be building prints that are for the highway system. And these highway systems, I've already decided how I want to do that. like you see before, we have our splits and our returns going in opposite directions. That way the split returns back to the front. This is the best method I could tell that allows for expansion. As your belt belts upgrade and your miners upgrade, as you begin to upgrade your logistics, definitely want to make sure that we are thinking about these things from day one with our factories. That way, I'm making the mistake and having to tear this whole place out to put the factory back in the way it's supposed to be. Save this one. X. X constructor. Heat constructor. Mark 3 belt. Select its icon. Constructor. Our icon color. This last one was red. Yellow, that way we here. The blue. Now we're gonna jump at the back half of this. We'll save a 4x, that way we have two combinations here for this. Ah, there we go. Save this as 4x. And that blueprint for the design. Select our materials. Now we're going to move on to the next piece of equipment. Next piece of equipment, we're going to boundaries and right. We're going to need some more frames for that. Frames we need. Now we're going to try to do this in standard layout. We're gonna probably need more frames. I think we can probably get 8. Find out here soon, of course. But after we're done with this, we're gonna get to work on that. Didn't save it, but we'll be getting to work on these are gone. All last up. Modular frame line. Fix it. Blueprints are off the list. About them. We're gonna need at least probably a 70 or 80 of these. So we're gonna have to go grab some more materials. Should be simple enough because all we have to do if we don't have enough Mark II reinforced iron plates, just go upgrade a couple belts. The reinforced iron plate, which used to be one of the most important material in our factory, is not as important as it used to be because Mark III have a steady supply of iron steel beams. What's available in our up here, that way we borrow from that. After we're done building this, we probably should donate it to Ant Steel Production Tab, but I'm not really as worried about that right now as actually getting out them. So yeah, this belt is Mark III, the Mark II. Probably should upgrade that at some point. Now, focus on getting these prints out of the way. We're gonna need at least 80 of these to make us happy with our production on this miner. Oh yes, this is gonna make our builds go quite a bit faster. Surprised how much a blueprint can change your design times, guys. Because you now have basically, once you do this, you've done what's called basically you've standardized your standard model. I don't know if I can get the right spot, and yeah, so anytime it overlaps, crosses this line, it can't be done. Know for a fact we have to be way. Yeah, we could do foundry, but we can only do half. Have to wait till we get the 5 Mark print designer, which is a 5x5. But might have to do we design the way we about that. Take up 4. Maybe we way they're built. Idea for that involves us going above. But that's the problem, is that you want to share that center. Oh, actually, there is another way. And that is doing a central departure, but we put the splitter in the center. foundry facing. Then just have those belts, whatever they are, the belt that has to come up, feed from above. Where's this guy located? Exit. That's perfect. We can make this work. We're gonna have to try it with just one for now. Oh yeah, we can't share the same merger up. Double them. Double them. Okay, so let's see how much space we got here. Like I said, we that force too much. Got to do is get this above. Let me. You have to do some trickery here. All right, and that trickery is just going to be to lay a roof in. It's going to be deleted. It's not going to stay in the model. That high? Okay, one. Might be able to slip it in. Oh, there's gonna be a belt there. That's better yet. Exit. Don't need that. Oh. So our splitters go the opposite. Belt these guys up. Okay, so we're gonna go up to, and with mergers. Splitter. So yeah, this right here, guys, is how you compact things. So keep that stuff in mind. If it doesn't fit on your build planner, try something like what I'm doing here. This is a more compacted design. All right, this is a far more compacted design. And it'll do what we need it to do. So that's perfect, actually. So get more of these guys in now. Okay, so this is going to be a 3. We're not going to build a second iteration of this because it only fits 6. Want to make sure we get all our belts right. That way we don't out. Belt on the front one. Sure do. About the only thing we're not going to be able to do this with is our water pumps and our coal factory. Our coal power because it's big. These are mergers. Talk about a tight fit. Actually, there's not. But we know they'll fit because the in the merger are exactly the. I'm so glad I'm not gonna have to build this. Okay, so we're gonna still continue with power along the center outer. Power to still. Power is still amongst. Okay, so we have now got our foundry. These are foundries. Have our foundry set up. XX. Foundry. Mark III belt. The icon? Okay, somewhere. Foundry. Good save. For the designer. Got one more. That is the assembler. Assemblers. Yeah, we don't have the room to do a shot put, so our assemblers, we're just going to do a 3x set. Because these are a bit bigger, so we'll do a 3x set. I don't like what we got up there for the and what we can do with these, I really want to, I can set them up back to back, but more than likely we'll just run them just like the way we got it. Okay, so splitters. What we're looking at now is a standardized floor plan for our assemblers. Will allow for us to deploy them onto the field. There we go. So we can now quickly deploy this onto the field. And yes, we're going to need these in our building. Our factory. I don't know about Caterium, but definitely going to need them. The modular steel frame, the modular frames. Mark III salt. Icon. Color will be a minor. Like dark. So, all right, we've got our 4 basic setups now, guys. We're gonna get started. But we're not gonna need foundries. We'll donate these to this cause. we're gonna have to scope out a good spot which we want to set up this modular factory. I think first I'll do Caterium though, because that as well. I also need to check to see the power we got coming in to make sure that we're not overburdening our current system, which here is 600, 1200, 960. Ooh. I don't like that 240 point overhead. That's not really enough. Take our coupons real quick. Buy what we can. Some of the I know we're gonna need. So our customizer, we know that our highways are coming, so concrete and asphalt, 7 points.
All fixed vetted materials are tested for toxins, hallucinogens, and other biologically adverse effects.
We got all these, okay.
Pioneers are advised not to immerse themselves in these materials and not to lick, eat, breathe in, or otherwise consume them.
Cool. Iron. So 1.1 is coming out in 8 days. I hear that 1.1 has elevators. Oh, looking for something that we've been begging in Satisfactory for time. It's an elevator. Finally, the devs are. Right. We're gonna build a couple miners before we leave. Okay, so more concrete packs as well. Concrete, something that's running short on anymore. So our Caterium factory is going to be located down right here in this alley. We're going to do that one first. Flying crabs are not as strong as you think they are. Okay, so we're going to use a 2-tier foundation. Snap to grid. We're going to come out. Drive out here. our way out. Curium ore site. We have a pure node of Curium. Perfect. Alright, put that in. Let's get this guy all noded up. Go that way, we should be able to fit these fine Curium construction line in pretty well, so that's perfect. We're going to build these right down on the water. Five, actually. Clearance. Got clear. Perfect. So you probably are thinking, well, why do you do all these prints? They're not really speeding. He's not really speeding anything up right now. Well, getting there. Haven't got to lay this part out, the part that takes time. Floor plan. That's the part that takes time. Path here. Look. So we're gonna do boundaries on this side, or excuse me, smelters on this, structures on that side. Let's go. Out of concrete. Out of, we're gonna grab more concrete. Hatcher that used to be here, it's never gonna spawn again. Those will no longer spawn if you foundation on location. Ran out of concrete. A lot of it. Okay. Perfect. Hmm. Truck there. Right. So let's figure out. We're gonna get 120 out of that. If I overclock it, I could pop 2 4 O's. So I think we're gonna try to do that. We're gonna overclock that. Clock that unit. 40. Power there. Okay, I want to come out. Here. And then we'll drop down, pass by the power pole here. Just the building. That ingress point. Okay, so there we go. So this is the hot rail. Our building this. Somewhere around here, we'll be setting up in the future a room that's specific for that. For you, let's have a look. 3-to-1 ratio. So if I take 40 divided by 3, I bet you 80 pieces. But that's not the number I'm worried about. The number. How many a minute? We're gonna have 240 a minute. That's 45. 5.3. I'm gonna want to work 6 into. Actually, put in a 6. So, here how this works, guys. Blueprints. I'm gonna do our 8. Fix it right way, so that we want to be in fourth one fastest.
Building in blueprint mode can further optimize your construction process with snapping and quick dismantling options. Build modes are not just there to make your work easier, they compensate for inevitable human error. Fix-It understands humanity like no other, and humanity needs you to be efficient and productive at all times.
Well, there we go. There's our first blueprint, apparently, this game. Run this to the power rail that's going to be up here. Oh. Actually, that's... So you can see how fast that was. Basically added in and pretty much in weeks. I stand corrected. Oh, it was 80, so we're gonna need to have that turning wire. Quick wire over here. Find out how much we need to quick wire. Wire is a 12 to 60, so oh, Evan, drop in the structures. Want them, set them with space in between. Also going to be back one further. That in right? Oh. So we just screwed up. So we got to delete the whole blueprint. There's an easier way, guys. R on your delete. Print mode and delete entire blueprint. That's another there. Boom. Now that whole thing's in. We're just going to keep all 8 of these. Got them all in. We've actually gone pretty quick with the build them up part. So that is the part I like about it. Merge these together. Part that's a bit on the slower side because we're not going to blueprint this. Let me guess. I screwed up too. I screwed up the print. I'm gonna have to fix these. delete the whole thing. Come back with it. So we're gonna have to fix the 12, the 8, and the 6. 12, the 8, and the 4. Found that little mistake, so let's go correct that. Because we don't want to have to deal with that again when we're building the next factory or the factory after that. Sometimes, guys, it's a lot easier just to fix the problem, to address it. This is one of the first rules of engineering: own fix things when you find them. So we'll start with the it. That's correct. That is correct. Check our blue. Back to So I must have done something wrong. I must have put it backwards. That can sometimes happen. Try to place it again. Make sure we place it in the right direction this time. Ah, right there. Or yeah, that explains it right there. do. Our splitter for now. Really? There's no way they'd be able to handle it. Then, of course, backside's perfectly right in right. Program those. To program these, them program. Get them powered up. Power grid base. Okay. '70s. Delete the back to. Okay. So these 6 should do it. We're actually going to boost this up to make sure it's 270 coming in. So we're going to need to here 114 at 70. 225%, so yep. Quite go there for that guy, quite the in consumption. Now we'll put the storage for this guy right here. Where our inputs from there are going to come. And now we've got everything. So we just got to run power utility. Everything should start. See how much faster that, right? Ethereum, though, that's the one thing we need in order to do our highway. We want our highway to be lit, so that means spider problems here. Let's take care of them. So the Ethereum should now be pouring in. Miner takes about 10 seconds to start, and they are working down there. Ethereum's now entering our 6 up here. And there it is. We see the first blueprint. Equipment starting to kick off. That worked. See this one now kicking off. Now we're going to put up here in this corner. Now we'll let it run it. And though normally we would have this special type of splitter, which now are going to be coming close to getting because we have the technology for it. We'll let some of these shred. Oh, yep, we've already got our first 150 quick wire. Okay, we'll put in another one because we want this entire belt to be in this logistics section of the floor. Yes, guys, that is what it's called. If you don't know, this is... Don't have to have an entire floor dedicated to it. We just have to have this section dedicated because this is our inputs and outputs. How we transfer goods from line to line. Back out, up and over, back to the base. First things first, I'm going to take some of that Caterium with me because we're going to go start designing something this way. And probably able to get some Caterium research while we're at it. Ethereum is really easy to come by now for us because we mass producing it. this real quick. Let's unlock this. Lock this while we're at it. So yeah, we're gonna spend some of the
New
Ethereum on
Caterium
things.
research options available. Congratulations on finding this metal. Many Fix-It initiatives will benefit from Caterium's applicability in advanced engineering. Also, it is probably not sentient, and so unlikely to feel pain as we exploit it.
Oh yep.
Zipline unlocked. When equipped, the zipline facilitates travel along power lines, regardless of whether the line is powered. Note: based on previous Pioneer events, Fix-It recommends not using zip lines during thunderstorms and typhoons, or while drinking coffee.
Okay, I'm gonna have to try that.
Research completed. AI limiter recipe unlocked. New Caterium research available.
So the AI limiter, we're gonna want to build those because that'll give us the ability to build the smart splitter and our power breakers to put in, so that we can do a centralized backbone for power. So I need to check how much power we consume in the factory, how much our overhead. So we don't have enough to build the. We don't have enough to. Definitely don't have enough to build enough power to build another factory. So I'm gonna want to get those to be Mark II miners. That way I could double my coal input at our coal plant. Oh no. Fine. All right. So, which means we're gonna need that advanced steel production research. That'll give us the Mark II miner. Okay. So on the Ethereum line.
Power pole Mark II unlocked. This provides additional power connections compared to the Power Pole Mark I.
And build high speed AI limiters. Lock the high speed. I have to unlock it on plastic. I have to go look and see if I can find plastic to file. Priority power switch, but power switch. About an end of the. And we got to go pick up some steel products. Off on 10 whip, not 10 parts. We have 3 of the 4 parts. We're going to need to make the drive on back over our steel pipe production, and we're also going to back to this factory. We're going to do some upgrading. Nice drive through the. And we're gonna want to scope out some locations here where we might possibly want to build that factory. Thinking the 3 normal nodes that are down here, some pures should be enough. A good spot actually to set up the factory for the frames. So this spot right over here, this would be a perfect spot for frames. We just want to do it with the Mark II miners because it'll really speed things up. It'll be more. So we're gonna have a lot of upgrades to do. Currently to our production, like steel plant here. We're seeing this thing. Oh, that's because these are all tier. Oh, the factory was built on the have iron, the steel plate. So let's upgrade this real quick. All right, Mark, results. Correctly. Double this up. That's 240. Somewhere along this line, this belt is not probably. Actually, it's probably in the guarantee. I remember we, we compacted this design, so that's something to keep in mind, guys. We have this design compacted. That's not the that is the old design. So eventually, we're gonna upgrade these miners. For now, so leave it as it is. I need to drop those off in the factory. Pipe factory. Yep, the road. Yes, we've come a long way from our day one when we didn't have anything going on. Ever to build things, everything by hand. It is the slow and tedious part of this game is that opening. You have to build everything by hand. Now we got enough machine up with our hunger for expansion. So yeah, we don't have a problem with that anymore. Factories that also have been upgraded all the way, but I'm gonna let it sit. Pipes really. All right. Now we head back. Got to see how many of those modular frames we're gonna need to build. Next, build our two miners. I know we're gonna need more mining machines. Start with the coal power plant. We'll double that up. And then we'll move on to other things that we need to double up, like our iron supply. Where did my truck go?
We hum a simple melody into the effigy, yet we hear no harmony. It covers the temple in bones and organs and limbs, yet ignores our bleeding wounds. Scripture is needed. Consume.
A familiar pattern is emerging in your brain. Please assess yourself for signs of concussion. If necessary, a replacement pioneer will be dispatched. Work must continue. Replacement delivery schedule estimate. Error, years.
That's a new. Have my tractor get trucked back for that far, or just for simply pancaking a spitter. Grab that too. Yep, 4-3. That's another reason why we're expanding the power plant too. Is we want to get our quartz factory. We want to get a sulfur factory, some sulfur stuff going before we hit the end of tier. Before we start wrapping up phase 2 production. We got a few more blueprints back to the base. At some point, we got to build for the highway. About halfway through the fuel in this rig. From here, not enough. Probably. I think we're gonna. Pipe.
Milestone reached. The Miner Mark II allows extraction of resources from nature to fix it at twice the speed of the Mark I model. Miners can be directly upgraded to Mark II without removing the Mark I model, just like conveyor belts and other upgradable infrastructure. Unfortunately, setting up the production of advanced steel parts and project part number 3, automated wiring, will not be as easy. Every moment you delay reduces the chances of saving humanity. I will not show you the predictions, it would only demotivate you.
Okay. So let's take. That's what we're after. Build a bunch of. And then we're gonna look at the recipe. Mark II. Does then we go. Let this run. That's true. Oh, when you gotta go, you gotta go. Crank a bunch of these out. So, first things that. So let's have 8. Old 80. And once we have these 80, we're going to build like rods. This should double up our power. Able to double up our steel beam production. That we can double up the add a good chunk to building encased industrial beams, which are going to be have that be a split off. That way we can store this in our cargo container. Pop off the parts that we getting close to having that upgrade. We need to have 80 in our count, so we need another 30. Comes the freighter. And we're going to convert all of our power slugs. Might as well. I think now I have. Plugs over. Have another 7. That way we clock and we. With those coal generators fire. I'm just gonna program them in. I know what I need before I get there. Or iron plate. Upgrading, so we're gonna be upgrading the remainder of it. Will So off to the coal power we go. We'll upgrade our belts first. Get for being on the temporary road, buddy. Squishy. That guy almost sent a tumbling. Actually, the way I really want to do it, upgrade the miner second. Add the coal generator. Add the pipe. So it's 8. I don't have enough force iron plate. I have to get that. Upgrading the build. So effectively, we're upgrading this facility from a 1.2 gigawatt to a 2.4 gigawatt. Upgrade all these belts now. That where we get the materials from. Mark III, or to build the rest of the generator. See, we're out of cable. That's gotta get some. Have to go back in. Truck here. But he's noticed me. But here's the thing: get the charge to keep up with me. They're doing the slide. That guy now. Been surviving for a while. Hop off ring. Auger me where we could drop those. Okay. Let's start jetting our way back. Well, at least it's not that far of a trip. Especially with the our friend, the brain is in fog today. Blade Runner. Now we've got all the materials we need. Well, that upgrade put us way over. We almost finished iron plate, a reinforced iron plate at all to do the job. Almost. Okay, so there is the power plant, the half that's off and the half that's on. Yes, we will wire it up right away. That way we have these things running in power for nothing. Traders. They are in first. Now, some of you may be asking, when am I going to do like coal power plants that I've done with the others? Never. By the time we get to Mark II, the Mark II won't need it. We're not going to connect this to the other line yet, not till we have water up here. This is where that header station now, power-wise, is going to be. Gotta be kidding. All wrong. I see why I like the blueprint maker. I need another set of heat pumps. Run the Let's get the piping that we're gonna need in case we need. think we're getting close to the end of this episode, guys. Once I get done with this power plant upgrade, calling it, I have 2 hours and it's a weekday. I do want to keep it so it's at around more than 2 hours on our week on my week. This power plant here doesn't take very long. Remember, only 4 of these per line for the 300 level. 300 meters per second, 300 cubic meters per second line. Eye on over. Doing pretty well here, huh? Running out of room for our pipe. Okay, so there's our upper pipes. Go down below. Finish the pipes over here. That way when we turn those pumps on, these things can immediately start receiving water. run this down. Like I said, this power plant's probably not going to get any bigger than it currently is. We do have plans for the coal veins. They're down here. Not involve expanding this power facility. Okay, so we need to drop another 4 of these behind these. Hopefully we have enough space here. Answer to that question is answered. Sounding. That means that we're gonna have to put one behind. Not a problem. All right, so these should be perfectly lined up. That pipe around that riser. And yes, we're gonna stack these pipes. Just like we did. Because this pipe's behind. Done a little bit. Well, this is where that riser is going to pay for itself, because now it's barely not paying for itself in the current expansion. That's going to change. Action. Oh crap. Take a swim, yep, we're gonna have to back and that. Okay, so there is this pump set. Let's bring power down this way now. Probably notice it's not getting to full height. because we have not added the bridge in yet. That when we finish all these pipes in, and we're back upstairs, we'll upgrade the we'll do an upgrade on the foggy day. Must be a rough day for me at work. I will upgrade the miners. That's what I was looking for. And then from there, with the miners are fully upgraded, we're not going to do it that way. Once the miners are fully upgraded, then we can apply our focus to other things. The next episode, episode 7, probably be more focused on getting to Mark 4. 7. So we bridge them up. That right there just made those 3 pumps more profitable. Because it's providing the head lift up. All 4 of our pipes are just lit up full. All 4 of them over there lighting up full. Let's go upgrade Mark 2 miners. How's the power doing? See, that right there puts us just over the smidge. So our max consumption is 20 more than what our power is putting out. We're going to change that right now. Because instead of doing 1200 megawatts or 1.2 megawatts, now we're going to do 2.4 instead of doing 1200 megawatts, now we're going to do 2400 or 2.4 gigawatt. That brings it up to 1.8. That brings us up to 2.4. And how much water do we have? Water up here yet? Oh, wow. So we're going to start seeing fluctuations until that coal catches up. Downstairs. Are these overclocked? Oh, it gave us our overclocks back. Okay, so now those fluctuations are only going to last. They're not going to last very long. So you could actually dip below because we have generators and we could have. So it's not efficient. But we just doubled our coal though, so what we're gonna see is it'll top off the generators, primarily the ones right here at the end, which is this guy here. To see more coal than it needs, and we'll start to fill up its bunker. Same thing already happening over here. And now we're starting to see the power climb up. This will give us enough power to build that new facility, that we so desperately want to build. But I am going to get my character back over to the main now. Make sure this is first doing everything it's supposed to. Pipe coming in, pipe coming in. And see that? Oh well. Full of water, so it's the coal that we're waiting on to catch up now. It will. This eventually, after about 10 minutes or so, will level off, and it'll be a 2.4 gigawatt facility. And that will put us in the position to start building some new factories and upgrading our current facilities. You guys have seen how fast that is with the new blueprints. Actually, I do have a few more minutes to get back, so I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to do for a highway. Just got to make sure I have concrete unlocked. Asphalt, actually I know I have those unlocked. Those are going to be our two primary building resources. And it's going to be a it's going to be a four lane overpass. Railings might be good, but I think I don't know if I want to do railings for my side. I thought about that. Sidewalks I can add in myself. It's just, that's an easy drop them in. I think what I need here is the primary parts. Road deck. Great. So we're going to do this on a single meter foundation for the base. Gonna line them up in the center. Okay, there we go. Next, we're gonna select our 8 key. Okay, so now you see we got this under space here. This is all going to be concrete. Now we're going to do a 2 meter up here, both sides. This is all asphalt that we just looked at above here, so this is all going to be asphalt. Shortcut to get up there. Well, that didn't work very well. I think this might be almost a little too tall. Perfect. Gonna dye this into asphalt. Later on, of course, we'll add a painted line. Now, this is what we're gonna do. And on the sides of the road, so this is our road deck, so we define something. So this inner tunnel here, this is for transport of power. So I need to go unlock a few things apparently. Wrong machine. We are gonna need points out of the 7. I think these road barriers are great, but we want for the highway high barriers. 5, 6, 7. Spend all our points.
Thank you for purchasing a license for these Fix-It Awesome Shop products.
Thing. And wiring, I do have just enough probably to do what we gotta do. So we're gonna put in some lights. Then we'll drop in our barriers. The reason why we chose the high one, so that our stupid vehicles do not by accident run over this. So this is our highway. Bring these down like okay, so down here into the road. We'll have 3 nodes. This is being done so that we can quickly build our road deck. The places this is just the first piece, guys, so I just wanted to show you what the idea is here and what we've got going. So this area down here can also be used for other things. We can even put some belts down here for short travel, like between factories that are like close, like for instance that Caterium factory. If I was to send all that over here, I'd probably put a belt in the roadway, send it over here, because I don't see the point in driving a vehicle over too close. So this is going to be called Highway Straight. And by the way, once these are in, once all these highway pieces are in, then we don't have to worry anymore about we will basically have our blueprint library complete. These for the early game. I'm gonna use concrete as the highway symbol. Four. Okay. I want to hear that way. We fact that that's not the same. Save. Clear designer. Okay, so I'm gonna work on the next episode. We're gonna put a T intersection in here, and we'll do a four-way intersection, and then we'll do sloped ones, 1 meter and a 2 meter, and that will be it for the designing of our highway system. Our templates for that. But that is all for today, folks. This has been a 2-hour episode, 2.5-hour episode that has moved us forward just a little bit more. We've upgraded our power plant, and in the next episode we'll probably be upgrading to other things. But right now I'm gonna go and update my tasks here. I'm gonna get rid of the steel production because we've got that, and I'm gonna call it here, guys, and I will see you all next time. Bye now.